And here's why learning faster sucks. And that comes from someone who, in the beginning of his career, wanted to learn as fast as possible or teach. I started Smarter German with the premise of teaching B1 in 30 days. And a couple of years later, I even tried to do this in 14 days, and I succeeded every time. The first 14 days, she didn't pass the exam in the writing part, but everything else she passed, and she only had 10 days to prepare. So for me, that's a huge success. So initially, I was focused fully on learning faster, but over the years, it has changed completely. Yeah, as I said, faster simply means getting to your natural learning speed. That's the fastest you can and should learn anyhow. And what people mean when they say fast, they usually mean they skip things that they don't want to do or think, oh, that's too easy, or I can skip that. Skipping is, of course, a nice way to get forward fast. The problem is you will have gaps and need more reviews at one point. And therefore, you shoot yourself in your own knee, because you need more time to do the reviews. Plus, the quality of your German will literally suck. Not literally, will suck. Rushing. So you can, of course, go faster. You can just somehow make an effort to learn faster, to sit there and just read faster and write faster. Running, you could also call that. And that causes stress. Even thinking about it, I find it's exhausting, and you might burn out. Many learners don't make it to the end because of, among others, burning out and also losing motivation. And losing motivation is strongly related to burning out. If you run fast, you focus on one thing. You cannot really take a look. You really have to. That's why there are racetracks, right? If there were no racetracks and you had to run 100 meters in under 10 seconds anywhere, then you possibly would fall and hurt yourself. The problem is you miss out on the beauty. If you take it easier, you will enjoy the learning more, and therefore feel less stressed and stay to the end. Cramming is another way to learn. Everybody who has studied something at school or university knows that if there's an exam the weekend before, you sit down 8 hours every day and you cram as much information into your brain as possible. And everybody knows after the exam, everything is gone. So that is already a sign that that's not a nice idea. And it also leads to exhaustion and forgetting, as I said. Yeah. Disorientation. Ironically, if you go fast, you really don't have time to look around and say, where am I? What is it? Yeah. You don't have time to reflect. And that's very crucial when you want to learn. And it also causes insecurity. Many people often wonder, how can I measure my progress? How do I know I'm progressing enough? And they're simply disoriented. That doesn't mean that they are always learning fast. There's many reasons for disorientation, but this is the consequence of disorientation. So to summarize it, it's absolutely no Vergnügen. Yeah, no joy. So just quickly running you through what it means to learn slow. Don't go into too much detail here. You get the idea, but see this as an inspiration to think deeper about this. Ideally, you learn step by step. That makes sure that you have no gaps and that you don't have to review that much. Yeah. Of course, if there's a step that is so simple and that you've already learned somehow, because learning is never linear. You will already know things from everyday life maybe, or from having seen it somewhere. But in general, a step-by-step approach makes sure that you simply don't have gaps and save time. And you can take your time. So if you take your time, you have no stress. Yeah. If you don't have to get up at 8 in the morning to be at work at 9, then there's no stress. Trust me, I've been there so many times. After 45 years, I think I stopped worrying about getting up early and reduced the amount of stress in my life significantly. If you learn slow, you have a broader focus, and you can focus like this at times. If you're a surgeon, you better focus very straight forward. Yeah. But if you have a broader focus, you also perceive more information in a more pleasant way. And it's like if you go to a concert and you sit in a nicely designed concert hall, you really get the full pleasure of the concert. Yeah. instead of having the speaker right in front of you, bang, bang, bang. So you will enjoy it way more. Yeah. Extensive learning as opposed to the cramming things. Extensive means you really take your time, you spread it out over many months to come, or weeks if you have the time. That relaxes you, and you will not forget as much. Very simple. Well, viel Vergnügen comes too soon. I just added the next 2 points. You will be able to orient yourself. You will take a look. Oh, here I am. Oh, this is it. Oh, here. That's how much I already understand. And that gives you security, which is very important when learning. Learning new things will always cause insecurity, feelings of insecurity. And anything you can do to reduce this insecurity is welcome. Yeah. So this is a lot of Vergnügen here if you learn slow. So, but how do you learn slow? Yeah? The problem is we are all habitual beings. We really slowly change. Yeah. It might look differently at times, but trust me, I'm old enough to say that, and also know enough people, yeah, that say I've changed a lot. And it doesn't matter really whether we change fast or slow. The question is, why do you want to learn fast? There's nothing wrong with wanting it, yeah? And nothing I say ever is about you being wrong or right. But it's all about understanding and realizing things. So why would you want to learn faster? Is it the time because you think you don't have enough time? Is it because you want to save money? Is it because you want to get it over with, or because you're bored, or other reasons? Yeah. What's your natural speed? How would you know if you are not aware of the obstacles, your learning obstacles? So the problem is really we often don't see the things that are in our blind spot. We need someone from the outside to show us a mirror so that we can see where these obstacles are. And that's what I have done with my course. Yeah, you might already be a good learner, but what if you were able to remove the obstacles and realize, wow, you could learn 10% better without doing anything, just by using a different approach? The question is the material you're using good? And that's difficult to answer, because if you're not an experienced language learner or an experienced language tutor, how would you know that the material is good? You have to kind of trust someone who has gone that path. And you also have to trust people who have done worked with that material. That's why reviews online are very important. And yet, yeah, there's always reason to be skeptical. Everything can be bought nowadays. Yeah. But that's very crucial. It needs to be supportive material. One thing you can see in material is, does it tell you how things are, or does it make you think? By thinking, I don't mean I give you an English sentence, you have to translate it into German or the other way around. That's not supportive. That's just a technique. Supportive means it makes you think about, what am I doing here? And how does this work? And how do I feel? The aim of any teacher, of any teaching must be, and learning as well, to make you an independent being. If my aim is to keep you on board for as long as possible, because the longer you stay with my product, the more money I make of you, then I cannot be trusted, because I want your money. And every business wants your money. I also want your money. It's not the point. But I don't want your money if you don't benefit from what I do. And I don't want you to feel pressured into 6 months time frame. You have, yeah, years of access. I say lifelong, but lifelong has a technical end. Like a life sentence also doesn't last 100 years, it just lasts 25 years. But as long as I'm alive and the software is alive and you are alive, you have access to my materials in whatever form it's available. So I am supporting you. That's all I set out to do. I don't want to keep you long in my course, but it doesn't matter whether you stay 3 months or 3 years, because you don't pay more. One thing you always should be aware of is expectations. Yeah. Whose expectations are they? Are they really your expectations? I always keep saying, and I'm not sure about the definition, I keep forgetting it. Ex means outside, and spectare, which this might come from, is look outside. So you make the conclusion. So if you have an expectation, you look outside and see, what do they want from me? It's usually something that comes from the outside, or you want to please someone outside. I think you can toss all expectations and see what happens. Expectations make your life miserable. Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you can't have them. They might also be useful here and there, but usually they lead to disappointment. So, quick overview, and then we're done. Not 2 more minutes, I think. What's the difference between learning fast and learning slow? Well, if you learn faster, let's say it takes you 6 months to get to B1 from scratch. That's what language schools tell you it will take you. Yeah, in an intensive course, 4.5 hours a day. If you learn slow, possibly the same time. How do I know? But it will not be slower nor faster. It depends on you. In official language courses, you have a rough 50% chance, maybe sometimes 60 if you're lucky, but 50% chance to pass your B1 exam. These are official stats, by the way, of those who do an integration course. And the German Institute for Migration and Refugees measures this because they invest a lot of money in their clients' German learning. And the official number of people who pass is 50%. Whether you learn fast or slow, maybe the chance is the same. It doesn't matter. So the main difference lies here. You can learn faster and you might not enjoy it. Or you can learn slow and you enjoy it. It's up to you. And again, this doesn't mean that if you really want to learn faster and make a lot of effort and completely ignore what I said today, that you cannot have joy. It's all possible. Prove me wrong. Yeah, it's the nicest thing that you could do to me to prove me wrong, because that means you enjoyed something. Yeah, what a nicer way to prove me wrong. So this is just really as an inspiration. Let's talk about it. Ask me questions. I'll go through your questions in a minute. And this is some little kitchen table philosophy. You can pull the grass to make it grow faster. It will take as long as it takes. And this is thought to put you at ease so that you can really just relax and enjoy the process. If you want to see what that looks like, and again, you can learn fast or slow, whatever you think with my course, you just hold your camera to this QR code and it will open the first lesson of my Everyday German course, A1 to B1, and it's free. The whole first lesson, and it will teach you a lot. I wouldn't miss out on that. It's a free meal, and it's a really lovely meal. And after that, you are a lot smarter when it comes to how to organize your learning, how to approach certain issues, and you can use this knowledge with any other material or language course out there. I don't mind. Yeah. Thank you for your time.